Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Mahogany Sweets. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you want to, right? I want to come and talk to you guys about the Neyo situation, and I just want to let it be known, trigger warning, I am not about to be politically correct or say things that people would feel should be said about this. Okay, so Neyo was doing an interview, and he spoke with the woman. She brought up children having hormonal suppressants or stuff like that if they wanted to transition, and she asked him about it being illegal for if a child comes to their parent and stated that they identify as a certain gender and the parent not supported and not assist them with living as whatever it is that they identify as, right? So they got into this whole conversation about these topics, and Neyo stated how he feels that is not okay, that a child should not be able to change their gender or state that they identify as another gender and be supported in that by their parents as young as 5 years old or a teenager. And he brought up like it being laws that you can't drink till a certain age, you can't drive till a certain age, you can't marry till a certain age. Like, there's so many things you can't do until a certain age. And his whole thing was something as, he used the term detrimental, which I understand what he meant, but like something that is life-changing, that could alter you for life, should not be placed in the hands of a minor if we deem them to not be mentally prepared, mentally mature enough, wise enough, experienced enough to do other things. Why will we assist them in making this permanent decision? So he spoke on all these things, and I have to say, I 100% agree with everything that he said. Everything that he said, I agree with. I think personally that it is child abuse to allow a child to, or support a child in their confusion of them learning genders and stuff like that. Let alone sexuality. That's not even something that we should be exposing children to. They have no concept truly of what sexuality is, and why would we be feeding and teaching that to them? And as far as identity, we should be teaching them male and female, because Neyo was writing that as well. He got a lot of backlash for this, but he was writing that as well. There are only two genders, male and female. And what made me say I'm gonna come and do this video about what Neyo, the backlash he got, what he had to say, the backlash behind it, because then on the Joe Budden podcast they discussed it, and as well as discuss him doubling down on everything that he said, because he also went into saying that he has the right to have an opinion. Everyone has an opinion, and just because his opinion does not align with yours does not make him wrong, just like your opinion wouldn't make you wrong, right? And if you want the grace to be allowed and respected for what your thoughts and opinions and feelings are, other people should be as well, even if they don't agree with you, or you're not aligned. So I agree with him on that as well. But on the Joe Budden podcast, they went into talking about it as 72 genders, supposedly, and all this other stuff. And I just said, wait a minute. Something got to be done. We got to be can we talk? Right? So as they sitting there talking about it being 72 genders, supposedly, and one of them went to go look up what genders was, and they brought up pansexual, since Wayne Brady just came out saying that that's how he chooses to identify. So they said that pansexual is one of the genders. And I'm like, oh my God, really, this what they doing? Because I was trying to figure out, like, what are these other genders that y'all have made up? It's only male and female, only two genders. And pansexual is not a gender, believe it or not. Pansexual is a sexuality. That is what you are attracted to. So now they're trying to cause this confusion. That community, or those who are running that community, the powers that be, are trickling down this dumb stuff, this confusion and all of that, because that's not even a gender. So they want to make up stuff to put in place as a gender that's not. A gender is what your biological sex is. And that's only male or female. And if y'all want to say that that's not true, let me go and say it, go further with this. The definition of being pansexual is being a person, right? Because you can be male or female, either gender, but a person who is attracted to all flesh, meaning male, female, trans, which is only male to female or female to male, as well as animal, right? So that's what pansexual means, that you are attracted to multiple things. It is not a gender. And they didn't even go into details of what these so-called other genders are, but why are we diluting ourselves where we literally having to tell ourselves, ignore your common sense to support and believe bullcrap? Like, because there's no way in your being that you really could believe this stuff that's asinine, that makes no sense whatsoever, other than they're brainwashing and telling you this is what you better agree to and adhere to and all of that. No, life don't work like that. And I wanted to come, I feel it should be child abuse for them giving hormones to people under the age of 18. That is a form of child abuse. As they said, frontal lobe is not developed enough. They're the part of the brain that reasons, right? The part of the brain that is able to appreciate things in a more thoughtful way is not developed yet, right? The long-term decision making, understand the long-term consequences and stuff is not developed yet. So I feel that that's child abuse for a parent or a doctor to indulge their child in their confusion at a young age. No, if your child come to you, you teach them what the genders are, male or female. You teach them that. You teach them which one they are. And they can admire or like either of the genders, but that's not, you explain to them, yeah, that's beautiful, but your gender is beautiful too, and this is your gender and who you are as a person, right? They talk in this community so much about acceptance. The thing about acceptance is they're not accepting themselves as what they were born as, male or female. And then they're telling us that we have to accept what they want to make up and make believe for them to be, or whatever that is. This is not okay. We got to get rid of this confusion. God says Satan is the author of confusion, and where confusion is, there is every single evil work that is known to man. Like, come on now. And they trying to confuse our babies. No, teach. I respect those people in the community that say, yes, this is what I'm born as, and I'm not so delusional or trying to do any mental gymnastics with myself to deny that. This is what I am, and this is what I like, and that's just what I do. You get what I'm saying? I respect them so much on a whole nother level, right? But this other thing, that the LGBTQ, I call them Rainbow, the Rainbow Gang, because they're gang, right, are the biggest bullies and the biggest hypocrites. They cry victim the loudest, but are actually inflicting on others the most, right? Because if you don't agree with them, you immediately are being typecast, ridiculed, put down, and all of this. But it's okay for them to disagree with us. That's no problem. They don't have to show respect on our end. They're disrespecting. Nope, that's a different video. But anyway, so in this community, nope, right, yeah, that's for a separate video. Because I got to do another video that's concerning this topic, but it's going to be between that community and women, black women specifically. It's going to be between that two, okay? So yeah, that's going off into that. So where Neyo was saying everything that he said was true. I have watched videos where people who transitioned said they were not adequately adequately advised before they were just quickly told, yeah, sure, you identify as this, you want to be this, here. Yep. Okay. They pushed them through the process for them to get a transition. Did not tell them what the long-term effects of that would look like. Like, it's so much that they kept hiding from them. And like I said, this is life-changing. And it's so much unaliving in that community by itself. And it's because of what these so-called doctors, these so-called liberals, these so-called people who in so much support of them are pushing them to doing without taking no thought. They only think about their agenda, right? and how good it makes them feel to be able to pretend and say, look, I'm all inclusive. Yay, I'm so progressive, when they really not. And they give no care and no thought to these individuals who are human beings who have to live in this body until it comes time for them to transition into the spiritual realm completely and be rid of this shell, right? Because this is just a shell. But they coming out and they're saying, like, we were pushed through. Oh, what I really needed was therapy. You got kids who parents pushed them and just wanted to jump on this bandwagon to get attention. You know how many narcissistic parents you have that have pushed this on their children? It was never even a thought or an idea of their child in the first place. But the parent being wanting attention seeking, push this onto their child. Right? They are dealing with so much depression. Like I said, they're dealing with so much body dysmorphia. And they're dealing with self-hatred and issues of rejection that they then internalize and rejected themselves, to then, like, these psych doctors, the people who are supposed to be counseling them and taking them through their consciousness, their subconscious, their feelings, their thoughts, their long-term goal, what got them here and all this. The people who are supposed to be walking them through all that are just pushing them through and not giving no thought to any of that. And have allowed them to make these life-altering decisions that they the ones who got to live with. Please, I would advise anyone who is considering escaping your body, do not do any surgeries that you cannot come back from. Don't do it. Because at any time, any day in your life, as you learn new things, like some things could be a phase, a fad. Our feelings change. They don't stay the same. We go through different cycles and stretches in life, chapters in life that change. So for 10 years, yeah, being this gender might be the best thing that you ever felt in the world. But then you got another 30 where now your mind has changed from that and you no longer want this. You no longer want to be with this. And you kind of hit yourself physically in a place to where you're stuck with certain decisions you made when you did like and want that. You get what I'm saying? But now you got another 30 years where it's like, whoa, I'm as this. And I no longer want to be as this. So please do not make any permanent decisions in what you do. But guess what? For those who have, I've been seeing on TikTok a lot of them coming out speaking. Once saying, like, for the rest of their life, they have to dilate. I seen one who stated that they wish that they could just be their masculine self, but since they have gotten rid of everything in this body, they just have to deal with it. And they just try day to day to just cope with it and make the best of it. But they wish that they never had gotten rid of their member. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's so much. Ones who they did this and regret it. They simply regret it. Especially the younger they were with making these decisions to alter their body. And this is the other thing, right? So I want to get back on to pray for them, right? Because there was one I just pray for them that that God shows them, guess what? You still matter. Your life still matters. You still have a purpose, right? You still have a purpose and you are still loved, and God is going to use you to do great, magnificent things in life. Just turn to Him, believe in Him, and He can give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. He can give you rest, all of that, right? It's all found in Him. So for those who are thinking like, yo, I don't want to live like this anymore, I don't want to be alive anymore, they will be astonished at how, no, you turn to God and they'll be like, wow, I never would have thought that after the decision that I made and my regret of it, that I could be living so happy and in so much peace, so much joy, and so much comfort and love. But you can, and it's all in Jesus. And you can help millions of others who have made the same decision and regret it, you can help walk them through it and coach them through it. And you can save millions of others from doing it by your voice speaking out and ministering to them. Right? So, but yeah, so it's a lot going on with how they have set up, they use this propaganda, have set these human beings up to make premature decisions that will affect them for the entirety of their lives. And oh, my battery's getting low. Okay, let me make this quick. So I just want to say, no, there are only two genders. Even our skeletal bone defines the two genders. Hormones define the two genders, right? Like there's our breasts and private parts define the two genders. The way we think defines the two genders. So like they say that the pelvic bone is gender specific. You can, if you look at two skeletons, you'll be able to tell by the pelvic bone if it's male or female. So even in our bones, there is gender, and only two of them that they found, right? Unless you're talking about the animals, which they still even gender specific. It's only male and female. Them are the only two genders on earth in every species, from trees to human beings to birds and all that, too. Male and female. And then they go to say, how gender roles and all of that are a societal construct that we just abide by or that's been forced on us. Why then, if that's true, why is it that, like I said, men are only getting changed to women and women are only getting changed to men? Them the only two genders they getting changed to, because them the only two that exist. But also, furthermore, psychologically, why is it then that they take on gender-specific roles, nuances, and mannerisms and stuff like that? If it was more than two genders, and if that's only a construct of society and not actually something that is spiritually and genetically embedded in us, as far as masculine energy and feminine energy, why is it then that you either have men who stick with their masculine energy, or they adopt and take on the mannerisms, the dress code, the behaviors, and all that of the gender of a woman, feminine energy? And why is it then that the other ones, those women, they adopt and they take on and they mimic masculine energy, that of a man? How come then, even in your own relationships, there's always only a man and a woman, a feminine and masculine energy, if this is made up and isn't real? So you get what I'm saying? They being told a lot of bull crap that's not true, and they're trying to force us to believe a lot of bull crap that's not true and force that on our children. A person is not transphobic just because they do not agree with us lifestyle, just because they have certain thoughts and opinions about when certain types of decisions should be made. Which is all for protection. That's all in love and protection for these children. Like, come on now. The minute you hear something you don't want to hear, they immediately start labeling and disrespecting and trying to pounce on and silence a person who has a different opinion than theirs. Y'all wouldn't even be here, especially when it concerns women. Your community wouldn't even be where it's at right now if it was not on the backs of women who protected y'all and made the space for y'all to freely be y'all. And then we're the one who you attack. Oh, nope, that's my other video. But so back to my point, we got to stop doing that. People are allowed, heterosexual people are allowed to have opinions. We don't have to agree with you. We don't have to support the decisions or the make-believe that you have chose to run with. We don't have to do that. Out of love, no, we try and keep you grounded in reality, okay? And protect these children as much as we can. The other thing that I want to say, it was another point that I wanted to make. But yeah, y'all have to stop with the bullying. Oh, right. That's what a point I wanted to make. That's like if I was to come and say I don't support murder, I don't support stealing, I don't support streaking, no one is attacking me for not supporting those things or for not agreeing with them. Why are you attacking people for just not agreeing with homosexuality? If I come and say I don't support Oh, I already used streaking as an example. I don't support people who smoke weed. I don't agree with smoking weed. They're not being attacked. So how come us saying, well, I don't agree with that lifestyle. Spiritually, I believe that, right, God said it is sin and it's a sin. A man and a woman are supposed to only be together. Why can't I have that belief? Why can't you respect my belief, although you want me to respect yours? How come I cannot voice that? Someone not agreeing with something does not translate to hate. Someone having a different opinion does not translate to hate, nor transphobic, nor what's the other term? Nor does it equate to it being dumb or irrelevant or any of that. We in a world, and you saying accept my existence and the way I want to show up in the world, accept other people's then. Because we don't have to bow to you, okay? We don't have to do that. Just like right, that's still for the other video. So, all right, that's just one of the comments say. I support what Neyo said. Nothing is wrong with what he said. These children should not be being taught or fed anything about changing genders and sexuality until they have reached an age where that would be sufficient. Like the same time when sex ed come into place, that's when you can do all that with them. Why are we telling 5-year-olds that there's more than 2 genders, or that, yeah, you a girl, you a boy, I'm a girl, and yeah, you can be a boy though? No. Just because you might like to do the tomboy stuff, that's okay. You're still a girl, and you were meant to be a girl, and that's what you came out of. Oh, just because you a boy and you like the softer things in life, yeah, you're still a boy, and that's okay. You were meant to be a boy. Why are we teaching our kids that, or because they like y'all could got kids confused now to where, let's say that kids playing on a playground, and a girl or a boy and a boy or a girl and a girl, they like, oh, I really, they really admire this friend of the same sex. They feel that friend of the same sex is beautiful, and they admire them, and they love hanging around and playing with them and stuff like that. Y'all confusing them to make them think like, oh, that must mean that I am this part of this community, rainbow community. Well, no, that's just who your best friend is. It's okay to admire, to support, to like, a person of the same gender. That's called a friendship. And when you like them more and y'all get along and mesh better than all the other ones, that's called a best friend. Y'all confusing these kids to make them think that must mean that they gay. Oh, I must, since I actually feel some emotion towards this person, I really care about them and like them as a human being, since they're the same sex, oh, I must be this way. No. That's just your best friend. That's what you're feeling. You're feeling warmth. You're feeling love. You're feeling bonding. That's what you feel towards that friend that's the same gender at 5 years old, 10 years old. Y'all have bonded. You care about them and love them. They make you happy. Y'all have a friendship. You get what I'm saying? But y'all confusing and making me think, oh, crap, oh, that must mean that maybe I should explore. Maybe I need to be exploring my sexuality because I must be this way. I must be that way. No. Stop brainwashing and confusing these dang on kids. When you adults, right, you make your own decisions. You know what the truth is. You have enough information for the most part. You make your own decision on what you're going to do for yourself. We're not about to put that on kids who don't know nothing and ain't experienced enough in life to know nothing. Stop lying to them. There's only 2 genders, man and woman. Stop pushing them into making life-altering decisions because you brainwashing them at 5 years old just because he picked up the Barbie doll, just because she wanted, she cried when you tried to put her in the tutu. Like, no, stop doing this dumb crap. It's abuse, in my opinion. That is abuse. And all these doctors that have forced on these people and these children hormones and sex changes without giving them the full information of what they were actually getting into, who did not properly give them the counseling over a period of time, the counseling that they truly needed, who did not give them any pushback to say, hold on, let's make sure, right, this isn't a fad. Are you sure that that's what you really want to do? Or could this be stemming from you wanting to rebel? Could this be stemming from you feeling rejected in the way you are and just wanting to show up as a new individual? Could it just be that you don't actually want to change your gender? You just really like playing around with this or doing that. But society, since they got it in there about the sex change, is that what really got you thinking about going the whole way? Like, well, it's abuse and it should not be going on. Thank you.